Before we start, the day after we recorded this, friend of the pod Geo dropped a couple articles about the state of the unofficial Homestuck collection and some other relevant information, which I have linked in the show notes. I am planning on releasing a longer episode to explain a bit more and our stance on it, and the state of the podcast going forward. Moosie and I have already agreed we will not be reading Problem Sleuth, but no other details have yet been solidified. Whatever happens, my love for the fandom as a whole has not diminished, and I greatly appreciate all the support I've received from listeners and friends. I will try to get the episode with the full rundown and future plans out next week. For now, enjoy our discussion on the end of Homestuck. Hello and welcome back to Live, Laugh, Stuck, and it is, I almost said the final episode of Moosestuck, which isn't true, it's a lie. I decided to kidnap Moosie on for so many more things, but it is our final episode reading Homestuck. We have read to the end of Homestuck. Moosie, how are you feeling?
We did it. Yay.
Did it. Yeah. There's still going to be like another one after this to like get kind of like final thoughts and questions. And I don't know. I was trying to think of something fun to do, but I don't know. I think just like chatting about it will be good. Maybe I'll make a Dami join since I have also trapped her in my apartment though. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Everyone died.
I mean, in some timeline, everyone did die. We actually came from a timeline where almost everyone died. So, I mean, you're not technically wrong.
Yeah.
So, we start off with Terezi messaging Vriska. How did you feel about the one-sided messaging to Vriska?
Let's see. I wrote that GC is feeling sentimental, and she sheds a tear and starts glowing.
As one does.
I mean, yeah, so many Vriskas. Which one do you like the best? I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you feel about any given Vriska?
She did find the Vriska that I like the best, which is the Vriska that the other timeline version of her killed. Terezi Remember is so good. Like, this is peak Terezi. No other, I don't care about, I've said this like multiple times on the podcast and everywhere else. But I don't care about any other Terezi except for Terezi Remember Terezi. Yeah, I had a few more things like Terezi like feeling like she depends on Vriska more than Vriska depends on her is always like such a rough feeling, and I definitely get that. And like Terezi haunted by her dead self doing all the cool shit and feeling like Terezi like now Terezi has like these big shoes to fill. Like she didn't do anything. Like this version of her didn't do anything to get them to the success that they have, but past her did. And so it's just like, I'm supposed to be doing all this cool shit, but the cool shit happened, and I don't know if I can do that cool shit. And I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, oh yeah, and this one had a lot of, like, the Flash had a lot of Ikimaru art, who was a big fan artist on Tumblr. And it's still around, it's just now with Voltron Clance. That's the new ship is Clance from Voltron. But yeah, I forgot so many about like just seeing like the dead characters like waking up as ghosts and shit. It's just such a fucking bittersweet Flash. I love it so much. They said, "Hey bitches who got attached to this comic, do you want to cry?" Also, the artist who made the part at the end where like Vriska and Terezi are like the dead versions of Vriska and Terezi are meeting up, like the version that killed Vriska and the version that died. The person who drew those scenes of like them stepping on the thing towards each other also drew a scene of them kissing that did not get used. Obviously did not get used in the Flash, but that was like one of the art pieces drawn like to like slip into the Flash, but it just didn't get used. We might have talked about it before, but from my understanding, like Hussey just kind of like asked for a lot of like vague shit that would be used in Flashes and not like strict direction of what would need to be done. So it's just like, I mean, yeah, you want like Vriska and Terezi to meet, so what if they make out about it? Which is fair.
Yeah.
And I say this a couple of times, but if this is what non-god tier Terezi can do, imagine what like god tier Terezi can do. Like we talk about how Jade's OP, but Terezi's fucking OP.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are with Spade Slick, which is the troll version of Spade Slick / Jack.
Mm. Yeah, it's been so long since I thought about these people.
Yeah.
The like spades and then like the white and black kings, I don't that turned into dogs.
Oh, yeah, so that was PM and Jack. So they were not kings or queens that turned into dogs. It was a different Spade Slick, a different Jack.
Okay. Yeah. And then like different Lord Englishes.
Yeah, it's like the different Jacks, and one is a Lord English Jack.
Mm-hmm.
So this section I like got kind of confused by, because like Spade Slick is talking about how like his ultimate goal is to like defeat Lord English, and then it like switches the perspective to look at Jake, and I thought that was going to be a thing. I don't remember this section super well, so I thought that was going to be a thing of like Spade Slick thinking that Jake was somehow Lord English, because you know there's the Ouroboros effect of like Jake English having the last name English because his grandma was doing it as a fuck you to Lord English, but then Caliborn taking on the name of Lord English as a fuck you to Jake. So I thought that was going to be a thing, but no, he just drops, Spade Slick just drops his oven of felt guys and then fucks off after the Lord English version of himself from the Alpha Kids timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Or world, not timeline, but universe. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like that was got to be something, and then there was just like no payoff, and it's fine.
They just fight at some point.
Yeah, and this I've been talking to Dami about how like this part like of the comic just feels like a condensed version of Hussey like not giving a shit about some things not making sense, but it's just gonna happen. And this is where they kind of pointed out with Spade Slick has like a shitty plastic red eye instead of like a cybernetic eye, and he's just like it works like a cybernetic eye. And Hussey writes, fine, you want to pretend it's a real fucking cyber eye, go ahead. What do I even care at this point? Just make shit up to spite me, it's fine. And it's like that's both what Hussey is saying to Spade Slick and like a little bit of a conversation between Hussey and the fandom, because I feel like Hussey's just like making up some shit to like make it work. Which, you know, it's the end of Homestuck. Just trying to wrap this shit up.
Only got so many more pages. Who cares about the eyeball?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Roxy Solodexes her sword thing. Ain't nobody Solodex in a while. Because we're with the gang fighting the Condus.
Yeah, just so many things that we haven't thought about.
Yeah.
In a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like, John just now finding out that Condus is Betty Crocker and then not giving a shit. Like, there's no, like, big reaction, which is just another conversation between, like, the audience, like, expecting a big reaction as well as Rose. And then just, like, John's like, I don't know, like, sure. I guess it makes sense. And then that sword that Roxy grabbed partially because it just, like, reminded her of Dirk, which is adorable. Because Dirk got mentioned, so, you know. And Roxy's speech about like how she's gonna make sure that the shit that happened in the timeline that she and John are from doesn't happen again. Like Condus doesn't like fucking kill everyone, so she's gonna kill the Condus. And it's like just a reminder that John and Roxy have a connection, because they are the not the only two, because there's also Dave Sprite. So John, Roxy, and Dave Sprite. Oh, and Nana Sprite. John, Roxy, Dave Sprite, and Nana Sprite are the four left from the original timeline. Or I guess original, quote unquote, but like they're from the same timeline where Game Over happened.
Gosh, I'm gonna need to look up that diagram, because I like that hasn't even been at the front of my mind while reading the rest of this.
Yeah, it's
just being like, this one's the real one or whatever. Yeah,
I mean, quote unquote real, I guess. It's not really like realness, but But yeah, like, because it gets mentioned, it doesn't really get mentioned a whole lot, but it does get mentioned in Roxy's speech, about how, like, she wants to make sure that they all get the happy ending that was stolen from them in the other timeline. And I just love fucking Kanaya just being like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Good speech. And Dad Crocker looks proudly down from jail as they start to fight the Condas. And then Karkat wakes up in a dream bubble.
Yeah.
Mina thinks he's just like a random dead Karkat, but he's the real deal. Except we have the same problem with ages and ages ago. There was dead Vriska meeting dead John, but not the John that she talked to and flirted with and kind of had a thing with almost. And now Mina and Karkat, but Mina's not meeting the Karkat that she had talked to and kind of flirted with and almost maybe had a little bit of a thing with. And it's just like some random Karkat, but instead of going on a date like Vriska and John did, Mina just enlists Karkat into the army.
I would not enjoy there being a second version of me that people know that is different from me.
Well, the dream bubble has a billion of them.
Yeah.
An infinite number. Yeah, no, it would be weird to like have someone that like is like, oh, like we like kind of dated almost, like we were like a little bit of a thing, and you're like, I like saw you for 2 seconds 3 years ago. What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another hussy is just fucking doing whatever is because Karkat's talking about like how he gets his weapons. I mean, and they're just like he's like, I don't know, just like get them. There's dream bubbles, you can do whatever. And Karkat's like, what are the fucking dream bubble rules? And Mina / hussy, I don't know, who cares? And then we leave Karkat giving his huge emotional like rallying speech to space, but instead of doing that, he monologues and then ends it wondering if Dave is okay, which is adorable.
Yeah, we still had a bunch of jumping all over the place to kind of get to the last few flashes.
Jade and Alt Calliope, and I fucking love Alt Calliope so much. I know I say this like every fucking time, but she's just so fucking esoteric with her bullshit. And just like, oh, yeah, we've arrived. Oh, okay, what am I gonna do here? Nothing. You only were here to pass the time. And it's just like, I want someone to translate that. Like, you know, the Key and Peele sketches with like Obama and his translator?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, Alt Calliope and her translator, and it's just like, oh, you were just here until we got to a certain time. It's like, I don't know, man, we were just hanging out to chill. We were just shooting the shit for a while. And I don't know, I think that is funny, and just how Calliope is like, what are you gonna do with your life? I don't know. What do you humans say? Have fun? That's what like human children are supposed to do is fun. So do that. And Dapeta comes. We love Dapeta. I love that Dapeta calls Vriska of Whiskers. That's cute. And this is another where like, hello, I dated you in a different timeline. I forgot that I didn't contextualize that these happened like back to back. I mean, I guess like Mina and Karkat didn't date, but there was like a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many like we dated in a different timeline, except Dapeta does kiss Jade in the end. So I mean, I guess Vriska did date John, but we'll see. I mean, we won't see how that goes because that's it. And then Dapeta goes off to fight Lord English. And okay, so there's a whole thing about space being about being lonely, being alone, and loneliness in the fandom and like classback conversations. And like this is a lot of where it comes from. I mean, it was probably pretty clear before this point, just looking at the space players. But it is funny where it's like Dave Peta / the fandom, space is about being lonely. Jade, that's a bit of an oversimplification. You're figuring out a lot about what space is about in like the very end of Homestuck. Space is about loneliness. Space is about propagation. Space is about depersonalization. And there's another space is about towards the end that I wrote down. And also, this is the conversation about the ultimate selves. This is where we get all of the information about the ultimate selves that is not relevant to you. It will be relevant. It's not really, I don't think it's, I mean, yeah, it'll be relevant soon enough.
Everything that ever happens to every version of you is an important part of your ultimate self.
Yeah. Yeah, because I copied all of Dave Petta. You know what? I'm just going to read everything Dave Petta said. This is from page 8006, which I wrote is so close to the boob number. Because that's all I can think about, I guess. I don't know, just in case anyone else wants to look it up, because it's such I feel like so much, I don't know, I feel like there is so much based on the foundation of these few paragraphs that we won't get into until a bit. So, Dave Petta. Everything that ever happens to every version of you is an important part of your ultimate self, like a superseding bodiless and timeless persona that crosses the boundaries of paradox space, and unlike god tears or bubble ghosts or whatever, it really is immortal. But in your physical form, there are all these partitions of your mind that prevent you from remembering any of that, which makes your existence feel totally linear, which is probably for the best. In a regular body, seeing all that would be too overwhelming. In an advanced sprite form like mine, though, it's fine. I guess the same spritey magic that makes it possible to suddenly understand so much is also what makes it possible to make it bearable all at once. And then they go on to talk about how also, like, probably the heart and time powers made things a little bit easier for them. And, yeah, just put a pin on this for a few months, I guess. I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to get there. It's another reason why I wrote down the page number, so maybe I'll remember. And then, da smooch and then da stab. To wake Jade up. And then she heads off to the dogs, because that's the note, is if you wake up, you gotta deal with the dogs.
Yeah.
I am so glad you grabbed a Dirk screenshot, because we head over to Dave, Dirk, and Terezi next, and it's just, I love Dirk.
Yeah, Jade stops by.
Oh yeah, Jade stops by. You fucking, now Dave gets on the end of, like, I kissed someone who was not, I mean, like, Dave already had the I dated another version of you, but in the timeline that John and Roxy are from, and now it's like Jade's like, I kissed a version of you that's from an alt timeline, and also, like, not that. It's so weird. It's so weird how many versions of Dave there are, and how many different ways they've dated or crushed on or kissed Jade. And just the lines, oh yeah, by the way, Dave, you're a pretty good kisser, even when you've got cat lips. Like,
what?
Yeah. Just what a thing to tell someone. Yes, and then it is Ghost Army time, and there is a picture of Vriska sitting on the chest with her... I never know a good way to describe it, where her hand is on her cheek and her elbow is on her knee. I try to write that pose in like fics and stuff, and it just feels like very hard to like write it without being clunky. But and this is a meme, and I can't remember if it's a meme from this specific image or if this like pose or whatever shows up previously in the comic, and so it's like a recurring pose, because that happens a lot in the comic. But I feel like this Vriska image gets used a lot places, just randomly.
I feel like that's kind of a hard pose to do. I'm sitting in my chair crisscross applesauce right now, and I have to like lift one of my knees in order to get my elbow to rest on it, or I have to make my head sink down real far. I guess it could work.
Yeah, I guess whenever you're not proportional, the pose is a lot easier. I guess when you're a cartoon, a lot of poses are just a lot easier.
Yeah.
And Lord English coming out of his sarcophagus, and he's doing just fine.
Coming out of my sarcophagus, and I'm doing just fine.
Right.
Which is weird, because in Death Stranding 2, we also had a villain who would always travel around it.
That's what I was thinking of. I was like, why does someone coming out of sarcophagus feel familiar? And it's because I just watched like a many hour long video about the entire lore of Death Stranding, both 1 and 2. Like story explain type shit. And yeah, fucking, he did
Higgs
do that.
Comes out of a sarcophagus.
Higgs come out of a sarcophagus, and he's a fucking, I don't know. Is that spoilers? Is that spoilers to say? Do we need to cut this because of Death Stranding 2 spoilers?
I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. I mean, considering the trailers that Kojima edits ahead of time.
Gotcha.
He's like, oh, here's a lot of story.
I couldn't remember what was in trailers. Yeah, okay. Sarcophagus, guys. I guess it's a Homestuck reference. That'd be so funny. Oh my god, I can't
He is also wearing clown makeup.
Well, he's wearing Kiss makeup, so I guess that's kind of close to Juggalo makeup. Oh my god. Dami.
Yeah.
Are Kiss and Juggalo's cousins? Are Kiss and ICP cousins?
Well, just because the face paint's similar?
Tell me other face paint guys.
I can't.
Exactly.
I guess.
That's it, Dami. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Dami used to be fairly big into ICP. I don't want to like overstate how big Dami was into ICP, but I don't want to understate it either.
I liked ICP quite a bit.
Yeah, you have the Ardata Juggalo face paint clown nose icon.
I got into the lore.
Right, of course. Yes. The ICP lore, which is Homestuck lore. Anyway, what if Kojima got into Homestuck? What games would he make then? The world will never know.
I mean, his games are already pretty
right.
hard to follow in general, at least until you've watched some stuff afterwards. Like, watch some lore videos after. Like, what did I just play?
Homestuck is if Kojima got really into pool for a while. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've never played a Kojima game in my life. I've just watched several videos that were many, many hours long talking about his games. Anyway, the dogfight starts to happen. Oh yeah, you have a better little thing here. Fights. Ghost Army, Mina, Sleepy Car Cat versus Green Lord English. That's the only color Lord English is? I do love that you specified he's green, though.
But there is, like, the black version.
Oh, okay, so that's Jack Noir as Lord English.
So it's not an iteration of Lord English?
Dummy.
It's just him, like, cosplaying?
It's not really cosplaying. Dummy, is the Jack Noir that has Lord English eyeballs, is that an iteration of Lord English, or is that just, like, a iteration of Jack Noir? Or is it both? Because, like, Moosie specified green Lord English, and I'm like, but there's only the one.
It's both. Like,
okay.
It's Jack possessed, by Lord English. It's never really explained. But, I mean, he's Lord English enough for him to fulfill the prophecy that Dave would slay Lord English.
Yeah, a hussy cop-out, as it's known.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he does just stick some, like, weird pool balls in his eyes and calls it good.
Yeah. It's Lord English now, kinda.
Okay, cool. Then I will accept your green Lord English. Jake versus the Felt. Dave, Dirk, Terezi versus Spade, Slick, and the other less intimidating Lord English.
Yeah, because then you also have Big Lord English and Small Lord English.
Yeah. John, Roxy, Rose, Kanaya versus the Condis.
Carcat charges at Lord English, then wakes up. So
because he dies immediately.
Sleeping Carcat.
Yeah.
Condis has an RPG battle type deal going on. Jake has candy-colored guns. Gamzee's still in the fridge, and you see him being, like...
just having the worst time. The pear wiggler. He's in the pear wiggler.
What's a pear wiggler?
Oh, you haven't seen the GIF? It's just like this GIF of like how bruises happen on fruit. So it's got like this like thing over it to show pears like being shaken in like a box, like a transport box, and showing all the like bruises and stuff. So on Tumblr, it just turned into like, I'm gonna put you in the pear wiggler type shit.
Yeah. And Jake gets shot, but then Jane heals Jake. And I put cookies, and I don't know what I meant by that.
Because Nana Sprite is also there healing people, and she also delivered baked goods.
Okay. Salamander, Dirk gets shot, then healed. Dad punches through wall. Dog versus dog. Small cherub English fights big worm thing. Vriska punches hussy. Firefly. Buff English kills ghosts. Dave Petta fight with Lord English turns into Undertale. Question mark.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Flashback to the kids and the game and their worlds. The kids get punched/kicked. Jade stops dogs from fighting. White dog punches Jade. Dave beheads Dirk as well as the other two guys they're fighting. Big circle eyeball emoji. Black dog arm gets cut off, loses ring. White dog wins. Condis gets stabbed in the back, curtains, and window.
That is such a good, concise summary of Collide. That was 18 minutes. Holy shit. I didn't pay attention to how long it was.
You have, like, I love it. We need this. Roxy Op.
Yeah, Roxy OP. Yeah, I have fucking a lot of this is talking about how I love all the different fan art styles, and like I just miss being able to see all the different like art styles. Like I say fan art, like but it's like art that gets commissioned by Hussey to be used in it. Just a lot of them are like from fans, right?
Yeah.
There's
Moosie,
multiple.
Let's team up and make let's team up and make an HS fighting game is in your notes.
Oh yeah, because like you said RPG, and I thought fighting game. And like I think there might be one, and I'm gonna have to check Homestuck.net to see if there is one. Actually, Dami, you might know.
Yes.
Why are you trying to do things while I'm recording when I need you at my beck and call?
I was just pausing my music.
I know, I'm being. It's so great because you get to edit this to make me sound as terrible as you want.
Yes.
Is there a Homestuck fighting game?
Yes. It's not, like, done, but there is one that exists and is being actively worked on.
Okay, cool. Do you know what it's called offhand?
I can find it pretty easily.
Okay. I did write, let's check Homestuck.net to see if it exists yet, as though I was about to, like, look it up, or I was telling myself, well, I guess maybe when I assumed I would organize these notes, I was going to look it up, and then I just didn't.
It's called Strife Project, and you can find it on itch.io.
Oh, hell yeah. Strife Project. Maybe I will remember to link it. Yeah, and then Roxy is just OP. Like, Rogue of Void is just OP, and I feel like it's OP in a Hussey Ex Machina way, you know? But I think I'm just, like, blaming Hussey for a lot of shit, like, here towards the end, where it's like, I don't think this makes sense that things would be like this, but it is very convenient, is it not?
Well, they are the author.
Yeah.
If you're gonna blame somebody.
That is the person to blame. You're so right. Yeah, Arquia summons horses, like robot horses, because of course that's the thing that you can do. And yeah, the fridges thing, the pear wiggler, I think I brought this up before, but where are all the shelves in the fridge and the freezer?
Yeah.
Like, there's no separation between the fridge and the freezer. It's just empty in there.
They're removable.
Yeah.
Gamzee probably removed those earlier, right?
Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, Karkat kept getting done bad by immediately, like, there was so much anticipation built up for Karkat fighting Lord English, and like everyone like stopping and looking and just like multiple shots of it, and then he just like dies immediately whenever he goes at it, and then this, like, he goes and tries to fight the Felt, and then just gets like fucking KO'd immediately again. Poor Karkat. I wrote, listen, someone just give him God tier for fun. And I fucking wrote, God, I'm gonna hate going through these notes after this rip. There's a few notes in here that are just about me taking notes. And then, not only do we get the robot horses summoned, fucking, Casey, I forget what Casey's other name is here, with necro wizard magics and summons a bunch of skeletons. So, she was relevant. Don't worry about it.
So at this point, the fight was over at the end of the flash, right? It's like the next screenshot I have is like, they're okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I still have like another page of notes to go through.
Yeah.
Dogfight, the most badass furry bait characters in Homestuck. Arquia / Dadfic Wen. Hussey is there to harass Vriska. Vriska's ultimate boss is Hussey, not Lord English. Aradia shows up. She's great. Undertale reference. I forgot that Undertale was out by this point.
Yeah.
It came out in like 2015, right?
I don't know. Yes, it's September of 2015. My impression was like, oh, did Toby make this part here? And then they were like, that's actually a good idea for a game mechanic.
Oh, no. Like, yeah. I mean, I think he'd been working on Undertale for like a while. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, this came out like a year after Undertale did.
I did not know that. For me, in my brain, Undertale feels distinctly post Homestuck.
Right. I definitely get that. Like, there's a lot of things that happened before the end of Homestuck that feels like post Homestuck. Like, so much of the Kickstarter stuff I feel was just like sometimes I forgot that the Kickstarter happened so early on in Homestuck. I mean, quote unquote early, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just raging about, not raging, but I'm just raving. That's the consonant I meant to use. I'm just raving about how good the art is. And Karkat fucking, like, you know, Jake got all of the felt, and then Karkat got Clover, which, to be fair, Clover's whole thing is being extremely fucking lucky. So Karkat did a good job getting the one tiny little guy, because his thing's being lucky. And he's now really into Karkat, because they have like a bunch of different symbols that represent, because they have Lucky Charm symbols to represent their relationship dynamics. And there were several Lucky Charm symbols going on in Clover's eyes for Karkat. Yeah, and Jade's trying to make the dogs friends, but gets fucking knocked out. Like, let me do this shit.
Yeah, I was surprised that one of the dogs could have harmed her. Well, I mean, were they both based on Becquerel?
Yes, they were both based on Beck, because that's what the ring
they got prototyped.
Did. Yeah, because the ring used the second prototype to create the ultimate boss form, which is why Jack got so overpowered, because he took the ring and had like fucking the power of the green sun, and then she took the other ring, so they both had that.
Yeah, so I was just surprised that a dog could punch Jade.
Yeah, I think it's like the frustration, plus also like the intent was like not to hurt Jade as much as get Jade out of the way. So I think it works. I mean, obviously it worked, but also it's Hussy magic. It could be. I don't know. And yeah, I love the scene of like Dirk just being like, the only solution to this problem is cutting my head off, man. Like, Dirk, that's your solution to every problem. Not to jump forward too much, but I do love that it does become a meme in the fucking Snapchat thing at the end with the fucking pinata, the Dirk pinata that you hit, and it like the head stays up and the body comes off. I love that. It's funny, and it will stay funny forever, I promise. Yeah, and then fucking I forgot that the Lord English Jack's head explodes when it gets cut off. Fucking. And yeah, I think it's really nice that Roxy gets the final stab on the Condis. I think that like makes the most like narrative sense that she's the one who hands does the final blow, because like you know, especially out of everyone at that fight in particular, like she wasn't the only one who got kidnapped by the Condis, but I guess like the Condis didn't care about Jake, and it was Evil Jane that kidnapped Jake. But yeah, because like Roxy and Dirk were the two people on like post takeover Waterworld, but I feel like Roxy just took a lot of it a lot more personally, I think, and then with being kidnapped, and then with how that she was there for that timeline where the Condis, I mean, it wasn't just the Condis who killed everyone. The Condis kind of showed up and finished killing everyone in Game Over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was nice to see her get the final blow there. This is very good. So all of the reunions with Dad Crocker are so weird, except for like Dad Crocker and like Jane. But like Dad Crocker and Nana, it's like, oh, so you are an alternate universe version of my daughter, but like ectobiologically, like my daughter is like my grandma, and you're a grandma. And in your universe, you gave birth to a basically clone of me somehow. Dad, Egbert, and Crocker are so weird. Like, they will forever remain the weirdest characters in Homestuck. They are the only two characters who are born in the traditional human way, and they look identical. And they just throw so much of like, okay, but you're technically related this way, and your daughter is your grandma? And like, so are you like Jake's cousin or something? I wrote out a whole chart at one point, and it is the fucking Prospect Kid family tree is so fucked up. The Durst Kid tree makes so much more sense. Like, it's nonsense, but like for Homestuck, it's so simple, and the Prospect Kids are just fucking wild. And that's before even taking the Skyanet lore drop into consideration, which you haven't read yet. I'm not sure I'm gonna have you read it.
Oh.
I don't know if it's worth it. Like,
what's the Skyanet lore drop?
So January 1st, 2019, Hussy, like, I forget how
controversial drop that everyone was like, "This is bad."
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was the one where everyone thought it was an ARG, and it wasn't. Hussy didn't think that people would find the hidden files on the website quickly, because I guess they forgot what their fandom was like. And yeah, it has Einstein as the reason for the Holocaust, basically. So, among other things.
Meh.
It's a lot. It has some cool things in it too, though. But like Jake Harley, so Beta timeline Jake is Obama's step uncle or something. Like I said, the Prospect family tree only gets more fucked up the more terrible lore you find out about.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, so, you know, by this point I was watching it on the TV, and like Dami was like also like watching Collide and stuff, and so I didn't like switch back to my monitor. I just like kept doing stuff on the TV because I knew Act 7 was coming up. And I fucking took this screenshot of they're on the lily pad, and Dave and Dirk are hanging out. So I took the screenshot of them because it's cute and I love them together. And fucking Dami laughs at me. Dami makes fun of me for taking this screenshot. Like, but yes, I did forget to answer your question. Huh?
Oh, I took the same screenshot, but I just didn't crop it.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, I definitely cropped it. It's a cute screenshot. Like, a lot of these ending shots are so good. But yeah, I totally skipped your question earlier because I was finishing up my notes about, like, the end of Collide is, like, the end of the fight. And yeah, that's the end of the fight with, like, the Condus. I mean, the Lord English shit's still going on. But, as far as, like, the Condus and the Jacks and stuff, that's the...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, for further context, we were supposed to record this, like, weeks ago, and then shit just kept getting in the way, so this is another where it's, like, read this earlier and then forgore.
Yeah, because, like, the next thing I have is the Carapace royalty throwing the rings away in the fires of Mount Doom.
Yes. They're not royalty, though, but yeah.
Oh. I can't remember. I can't.
That's fine. It's the mayor and it's PM, and PM was the postal mistress. She delivered mail. So they do throw the rings into
Mount Doom.
Mount Doom. You're so right. You said that, and then I just went like, what if I said the wrong thing and pissed off all Lord of the Rings fans?
I've only like started getting into Lord of the Rings this year, but now I'm like, I understand references now.
Yeah, I had been into it. People were very shocked at me in the 6th grade lugging around the compilation of the 3 books, which is giant, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I read it. I think I read it like twice, like the series, and then I watched the movies. Though I still want to do one of those like extended versions marathons one day.
Yeah,
it's a bucket list thing. But yeah, and I fucking got the volcano wrong.
Because since I've read the book, well, I've only finished the first book. I'm like not happy with the movie anymore. I'm like, they changed things.
Yeah, because they left out Tom Bombadil.
But like also Frodo left like years and years and years after the birthday party.
Yeah, Frodo is like a full-grown adult. I mean, still kind of like a kid by like Hobbit standards, I think.
Yeah, but still, he's like 50 years old or something.
Oh yeah, he's 50. It's like Merry and Pippin are in their 30s and they're considered more kids. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's wild. Oh yeah, and then there is like, I didn't take a screenshot of the picture, but there's a picture of like everyone together that gets used on shit a lot because it's like the shot of like almost every surviving character at the end of Homestuck, except John's not in it. And John's not in it because they're all staring at John being reunited with someone who is not his dad, but looks like his dad, and he looks like his dad's dad. Because it's weird. Like, imagine if you saw your grandpa. I mean, that's kind of like all the kids, right? It's like, imagine you saw like your kid, your parent at like as a teen, but they think they're your parent. But like in this, it's like, this isn't ectobiological shit. Dad Crocker's dad, John Crocker, fucked, and that is how Dad Crocker came to be. The only 2 characters who canonically fuck are John Crocker and was Jane yeah, it was Jane well, because she got married, so it was Jane Egbert. I was like, it wasn't Harley before then. Yeah. Whatever. But Jane Egbert and John Crocker are the only 2 characters in Homestuck who canonically fuck. And it's so I already went off on this, but Dad, Egbert, and Croc are just such wild characters in Homestuck.
Mm.
And this reunion between Dad and literally everyone except for Jane is so weird. And Act 7, baby! Another animation.
Yay. Wow, animation. Real animation.
Yeah. Calliope. Yeah, I love Alt Calliope, like, conducting the act.
Mm.
It is very cool. You want to go through your short summary before I try to make sense of my notes again?
Sure. Act 7, 9 minutes. Wow, animation. More adulty looking Calliope with conductor's baton. Rings melting in lava. Tadpole goes to new world. ? Buff English is still there. Friska, box, ghost army. Small English breaks clock pendulum. Friska's box contains Homestuck logo. Cherub English smashes clock. Kids' lily pad house turns white and grows a door. Thanks for playing text. John goes to open the door. Cherub English is powering up his laser. The
end? Yeah, so the tadpole turns into the frog that is the new universe. Mm-hmm. The tadpole has to implant itself into... Dami, I'm gonna get so owned if I get this wrong. The tadpole goes into the battlefield from Skaya. Yeah, okay. I said goes into Skaya, and I'm like, that's not right. Kind of. That's kind of right. Thing. Yeah, okay. Yes. So the tadpole is also sperm that goes into the battlefield and somehow impregnates the battlefield from Skaya, and that turns into the frog universe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it's a whole new universe born. Yeah, I said that it turns into the sort of frog you'd see on a t-shirt at a tourist shop on a boardwalk. If you wanted a mental visual representation of what the frog looks like. I love the little bit of like everyone's like looking at the new universe and Terezi is not looking in the same direction everyone else is because she's blind. It's just a nice little attention to detail that's very funny.
Mm.
I love the transition that goes between Caliborn and Lord English. I think they do some very neat jobs with that. I love anime Lord English. I love a lot going on there. And then there's like a fast forward to seeing what happens on the planet because they are putting the Alpha Kids Waterworld planet into the new universe. So like time is going to be sped up on it to like turn it from a water world into a habitable planet again. And yeah, and then they open the door. And so that thanks for playing where they put the thanks for playing text up in the sky for like real, like that's a real thing they see. I used to have a print of that and I'm so sad that I have no idea where that is. Because it's so cute. Just Rosemary looking up at the thanks for playing. Like that's just a perfect print. And the end, you say, what about the Englishes?
Yeah.
So when I say there are people who don't really like the end of Homestuck.
Right. Because, yeah, like both of them are still around, right?
Yeah, so Caliborn still being around, he will eventually turn into the Lord English that exists. But yeah, no, there is no conclusion to that in the comic.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, as I was thinking about it afterwards, I was like, well, in the framing of a game, if you do something like Mario Kart, after you get first place, like, no one else can really fuck with you. So that's kind of how I justified it in my brain of like, well, they already won the game. So the bad guys are just still there, but they can't send the blue shell or anything.
Yeah. They exited the game before beating the final boss, but like, it was the secret boss. It's like, you finished Kingdom Hearts 2, but you didn't go fight Sephiroth. It's fine.
Sephiroth is in Kingdom Hearts 2?
Isn't it? Or is it the first Kingdom Hearts?
No, I don't know. I haven't played. I've played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 1. I was just being silly.
Oh, yeah. I was like, oh my god, which one is it?
I was like, spoilers! Spoilers for a game that's super old.
Spoilers for a super old game's secret boss. And then there is... I forgot that we got to the Instagram post... Well, it's not Instagram, it's Snapchat. I thought it was Instagram at first. but I forgot we got to it from like a tiny point and click adventure game. And it's like we get the end credits on one side and we get the Snapchats of how things are going for the next several years on the other. I forgot it like did multiple years because it goes up until like until they're like 20, right?
Yeah, like a happy 20th birthday, John.
Yeah, so it's just like everyone hanging around, like showing like what parts of the, I don't want to say parts of the world because that makes it sound like very separate, but there's like the Consort Kingdom, there's the Carapacian, the Troll, and the Human. And so like which characters went to like which directions and how they propagated the world by like doing a bunch of ectobiology to make a bunch of humans and trolls and Carapacians and then like shoot them off and then fast forwarded 5,000 years so the society could be made without them having to put in the effort for it, which is funny. Also what some 16-year-olds who don't know shit from shit would do. Like, hello. But
Good
it
luck.
like also kind of doesn't make sense because it's like, do they fast forward to grow the people? Like, they just made a bunch of babies, right? They just made a bunch of babies. So what happens then? Did they raise the babies? How did they raise the babies?
What happened to all the people who were on the ship, like, during the 3 years?
Like all the planets? Like the
well, weren't there...
Oh yeah, because they're
like,
all the consorts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the little salamander guys. I assume that they're there too, because I think Jade should have still had some of the other planets. Because John's planet exploded. So she doesn't have that one anymore. But I don't know. Maybe Husky forgot about them. Or maybe they all died in the explosion or something in this timeline.
I was going to say maybe the consorts raised all the babies.
Damn. How would you build a society from that? Like, I guess, like, I don't know. Tommy, I have another question. I'm so sorry you're here, so I'm just going to keep asking you stuff.
Yeah, what's up?
So in the Snapchats, they make babies, right? They make the babies? And what then? What happens with the babies?
You have to assume that they just take care of all of them.
Right, but like they don't age any until they fast forward 5,000 years to let the babies make the world, but they have to like have the babies grown up in order to make the world. Who takes care of the babies?
Who the fuck knows?
Dummy! Who takes care of the babies?
You have to assume they do.
But they can't. Unless they just like fast forward like I don't know. Like they just take turns fast forwarding because they don't unless they age like it doesn't make sense.
I don't know what to tell you. My best guess is that they're immortal and they take care of the babies.
But they don't age then.
Yeah.
And they have ages, they have birthdays afterwards.
They have birthdays afterwards, but not while taking care of the babies.
I don't fucking know, Jax.
Dave uses time powers to freeze their ages so they can take care of some babies for at minimum 15 years.
There's no good answer to this.
Why don't you have all the answers to everything in Homestuck, Tommy?
Because there's not an answer to this one.
God, I hadn't even thought about that until like right now.
Yeah, no, it's just that bad. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also should be noted that the Snapchat thing didn't come out like how, do you know how long it was in between the end of Homestuck?
Like a month. Maybe a week. Not long at all.
Yeah, I didn't think so, because I remember it happening shortly after, but then there was already discourse about how since it came out after the end, it didn't count as canon. It's so funny. It's so funny in hindsight, isn't it, Tommy? It's so funny in hindsight how we have these things. This came out 1 week after the end, so it's obviously not canon.
Yep.
It's so funny, isn't it, Tommy?
It's really funny.
Watch when I was reading it, a pop-up said that the Snapchats are no longer canon because of the epilogues.
Oh, this pop-up said that. Tommy was saying that, and I hadn't heard that before, but the pop-up said it, and I missed it. So, yeah, but that's the thing, right? Is because, like, they can be no longer canon because of the epilogues, but also, Tommy made a point that it would be a good excuse for why the epilogue started at, like, age 21, because we ended at age 20. But also, it's dumb and I hate it. I hate it no matter how it because like it's dumb. Like, listen.
Should have extended Homestuck another, 2 years to explain how this all works.
Yeah, like, well, I have so many thoughts. I mean, you know I have so many thoughts about everything. But just, like, the addition of, like, the Snapchats existing and then not being canon because of the epilogues, which also aren't canon. Like, they aren't. They aren't canon. I will fight and die on this hill that they are canon in the way that, like, you can figure out what books of the Bible count as canon. You can have arguments and have, like, Gnostic sects or have, like, Catholics versus Protestants. And, like, there is a general canon that you can, like... This is not to compare Homestuck to the Bible. That's just like the most like when people like talk about canon in like a literature sense and not like a I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Like like arguing about whether like this counts as canon or not. But like yeah, I mean like it's the same way where it's like yeah, there's all these different timelines and especially in like Homestuck, there's a bunch of things that can be canon. Like yeah, sure, maybe the oh my god, not Problem Sleuth, Paradox Space. Maybe the Paradox Space comics are canon in some way or another, right? But like they are not the canon core of Homestuck. They are additional potential material you can have added on. The existence of the epilogues cannot overwrite the canon of the Snapchat. Like that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Like, sure, if you want to say that the Snapchat isn't canon because it came after the, like, canonical end of Homestuck. Like, it says the end, there was a waiting period before we got the Snapchats, and you just want to say that's a fun credits scene that doesn't count as canon or anything. It might as well be, like, the bloopers reel, right? Like just the actors hanging out and having a good time that you see at the end of movies sometimes. I remember when they used to do that for like Toy Story and stuff where there'd be like Toy Story animated bloopers. That's fun. But like, sure, but you can't say that these were canon up until the epilogues came out, which are called dubiously canon. They are the Homestuck epilogues, dubiously canon, just like Homestuck 2 is Homestuck 2 Beyond canon. I call it all Beyond canon. I had one person get angry about, I think I talked about this way too much for just one person getting mad at me about it. It just continued on for way too long, so it stuck in my head. But like, I feel like I'm going to have to like fucking write a thing just to explain my concept of Homestuck canon, but I also feel like I've explained it 10 times already.
I mean, it's different temporal spaces, different threads in the universe.
Right.
Multiverse.
But people don't treat it like that, right? Like, if it was like that, then we can't say that the epilogues overwrite the Snapchat. Because they're different temporal things. I don't know. It's just like, they're, but like, to me, I always treated Snapchat as canon because I think they just came out so close together that I didn't even like really like see the difference between it, but I can definitely see the argument for like where it says the end is where it ends. But I think like you see the end and then you see end credits in a movie and then you see like teasers for the next movie in the end credits. Just because like the film ends with the end on screen, but then there's scenes in the end credits, that doesn't make the end credits not canon, you know? So like to me the scenes from an end credits make sense to still be canon.
Yeah.
But I will understand the argument for deciding that it ends at the words "the end," right? Sorry, the concept, I for some reason, I had never heard about the concept overwriting the Snapchat stuff until, like, literally today. So it's kind of blowing my mind, and I am really stuck on this. And just that there was a pop-up in the thing saying that it overwrote the Snapchat. It's I can't express how dumb it is. But I'll try. No.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there's a lot of cute shit. There's the wedding where they all turn trickster, which is fun. It's very sad that Terezi's out there. But it doesn't make sense that the Snapchat overwrites the canon because, like, this isn't a spoiler because you're seeing it right now. In the epilogues, Terezi is out there looking for Vriska. And I don't think that, I don't know, I guess she's not, I don't think they show her doing that before the Snapchat. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering something from Act 7. But, like, no, because they show her in Troll... No, they show her in Troll Kingdom in the Snapchat. But then oh my god. Sorry, I'm talking myself in circles because I did not have time to process this before we got on call, really. Like, I know Dami mentioned it, but, like, it hadn't really solidified in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep talking myself in circles. I'm gonna try to stop because it's just, like, legitimately... I didn't think I could find new epilogue canon discourse. I thought I would just be retreading the same ground that I've always tread, but I found new epilogues canon discourse, and it makes me even more mad than anything else. Oh, it's so dumb. Okay. Anyway, besides all of that,
yeah,
I do want to say really quick that the final scene of the Snapchats, the final scene of Homestuck, if you are including the Snapchat credits in Homestuck, is John and Caliborn black flirting, and you can't tell me otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So John Caliborn writes,
let
me...
Yeah, I just basically had to look at the Rafe.name or Rafe.name thing just to, like, completely know what I experienced.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's a lot, even on my however many time viewing it.
Mm-hmm. But my note, because I had also, like, just finished Death Stranding 2, was, anyway, I just beat Death Stranding 2 this week, and honestly, this should have wrapped up with a dance number from a weird mannequin man.
That's so true. You're so right. Yeah. No, that's real. Arqueus should have made a weird, mannequin man to do a dance. Yeah, so what do you think? We can go, how long have we been recording? Yeah, it's been over an hour, so we can go more in depth to this. I mean, because we're gonna have another episode where we, like, talk about shit some more. Just kind of whole, like, Homestuck overview, and I'll, like, have questions or something. But, like, what are your general thoughts now that you have finished Homestuck?
I feel like I need to find a video on YouTube that just kind of re-summarizes everything that happened over the entire comic, because I still have just been reading through and being like, okay, this is happening, and then I forgot that the ring bearers weren't the royalty because it's been such a long time.
Yeah, because the rings were originally for the royalty, but I can ask in my server if anyone has a good video to recommend. I'm always wary about, like, Homestuck summary videos because I can't tell from first glance if they're coming from, like, someone who likes Homestuck or someone who's memeing on Homestuck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can ask in the server because they'll have some good suggestions, I'm sure. Yeah, no, it's a lot to take in, and especially because we read it over, like, what's it been, like 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Which is still, like, a lot shorter time frame than people who had to read it while it was going live.
Yeah, true.
I guess not a lot shorter because it was a lot shorter because it was 2009 to 2016. So yeah, but there's still, like, a lot going on. There's a lot to forget. There's a lot, especially towards the end, that doesn't feel like they were, like, really explained. And then the ending with Lord English, it's just kind of like that. That's just how it ends.
It just feels like, okay, there is going to be a Homestuck 2, and it's going to resolve this thread.
Like, so I did not hear this at the time, but apparently it had been, like, Hussey had said at some point that they wanted to do an epilogues. I don't know if this was, like, I don't think Formspring was still around by the time this came out. Tommy, I have another question. So I remember people saying, and I feel like I've seen the screenshot or whatever somewhere, that, like, at some point, like, years before the epilogues actually came out, Hussey had talked about wanting to do a Homestuck epilogue.
Yeah, I think it's in, I might double check this after I say it, just to make sure.
Yeah.
I think in the news posts
on
the website from around the time, Hussey's like, yeah, we'll do an epilogue event. Yeah, an epilogue's coming. Like, it was pretty immediate, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I didn't really read news posts, and I hadn't while I was reading this. Like, I started to, and then it was just, like, a lot of merch stuff, and I just stopped scrolling down.
I'll crack them open. I'll report back.
Okay. Yeah, but, like, I don't know. Like, again, I hadn't heard about it. I don't feel like it was in a lot. The fan conversations I was in, which I'm not saying was a whole lot of fan conversations, but like, I didn't hear about like there having been an epilogues planned like at all until they came out, and people were like, "Oh yeah, no, they were like, it was going to be a thing." But there are a lot of people equally as surprised as I was. So, but that's also what happens whenever you don't hear anything about it for 3 years, especially while you're waiting for like the Hive Swap game to come out. And you're like, surely that's what's going to be worked on. But yeah, but even then, like, I don't think like an epilogue is still like, this is an epilogue still says that this should have been like the conclusion, and there is an epilogue that is like, however many years later. But then that's also kind of what the Snapchat was. But but I don't think that Huzzy was meaning the Snapchat as the epilogue in that context. But yeah, so it's still like ending it with like things being weird with Lord English not really completed. It's not like an epilogue would fix that. Huh?
Hello. I can indeed confirm that the day that Act 7 was posted, there was the news post was later edited to say, "If you're curious about whether there will be anything resembling an epilogue to this ending, yes, I've been thinking about that for some time. It'll take a while to produce, though, whatever specific form it ends up taking."
Oh, okay, so it was edited later, so not the day that it was posted. Do we know when it was?
I believe so, but it was not that long after. Like, the next news post is made a month later. It was like pretty quick.
Well, I mean, my question was like, was it edited or posted before the Snapchat came out?
That's a great question.
Because like, if it was posted before, I would assume like, I would at the time, if I had known that, would have assumed that the Snapchat was the epilogue, because it is 4 years later that it ends, right?
You know what? I take it back. That's referring to the Snapchat. It's not in the news posts, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
That's true. And I don't feel like taking the time to try to delve through like Reddit or something that would have that sort of answer, because it'll just make me angry because it's Reddit.
Anyway, apologies for interrupting.
You didn't interrupt. I asked you and you were going to figure out the answer.
This is fair.
It was literally me interrupting you from what you're doing to talk to me. So, yeah, I guess if there is, I'll look for a video, or I'll have other people look for a video for you to watch for a Homestuck summary that that people trust, because I just don't trust like searching YouTube. And because people just get weird about Homestuck. There's like the Homestuck fan weird about Homestuck, and there's just like the people being like, "Look at this cringy thing, isn't it so cringe?" And I hate it. About not even just about Homestuck, but if anyone like decides to talk about a topic and they just talk about how cringe it is, it's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I'll get some questions prepared for next time we record, which I did. I would say it's like submit your questions below, but we're going to be recording by the time this episode comes out. If not, like, yeah, so it'll be too late by the time you listen to this. It will all be recorded, but you can always send in questions and we can just like answer them later. But yes, okay, awesome. Any final thoughts?
I like turtles.
Good, fantastic. Where can we find you on the internet that you would like to be found?
So I'm building up my website again since there was some itch.io controversy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just at moosadee.com. I mean, I'm still on itch.io, but I'm also just building up my own website again.
Cool. So. Awesome. Okay. Well, I will try to remember to put that link in the show notes, because there's the itch, and then I think there's the Rachel Lakes Pizza link.
Yeah.
And then you can find all the stuff at livelovestuck.com. If you want more than the Homestuck stuff, there's Jaxiax. Come join the Discord and hang out. We go through waves of activity. and I've been kind of like dead the past month and a half, so there hasn't been a whole lot. But I'm getting back into the swing of things again, so hopefully there will be more going on, and then you can like ask questions and stuff, and actually like poke me to see if I'm dead if I take a while to update again. But yeah, and then I one thing about Ko-fi is I always say that you can like sign up and donate monthly and get like the subscriber feed and stuff. You can also just like throw us $1. If you're just like looking to spend money and you're like, I don't know, I don't want to sign up for a monthly thing. That's too much commitment. Just $1 is fine. It's one time.
I did finally put the Ko-fi link for my stuff on my website because
nice.
I never push that sort of thing because I do have a job.
Yeah.
But also having a nice little coffee is nice.
Yeah.
A guilt-free coffee is what it is.
Truly it is. It's like, yeah, sure, we have jobs, but we don't have like jobs. Like we don't have like shit tons of money.
I could use my money for coffee or bills, but if I get a gift of $5, it's like, oh, this is a gift coffee.
It's a gift coffee. Or it's a pay for all the house shit you have going on coffee.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's going to be able to Ko-fi that amount.
Good, like, I don't know how much house shit costs. $10K? I don't know.
I'm probably at 7,000 right now.
Yeah. Listen, someone swing by and drop us $10K each, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
I think that's just a reasonable amount to expect from my Homestuck listeners. The type of people who listen to Homestuck podcasts definitely have a lot of money laying around.
Yeah, or, give us the small seed investment of $1 million.
Oh my god,
for our startups.
I actually do have startup ideas, but I don't want to deal with customer service. I mean, one, I don't have money. Two, I don't want to deal with customer service. But I mean, I'm getting off on so many tangents.
Yeah, I mean, my company is just making games and zines, but
yeah,
if I were of a more affluent class, I would maybe build a game developer co-op. But also, I don't have the expendable income.
If only. You can help with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we will, I almost said next week. I'll see Moosie next week. You guys will have to wait 2 weeks. But, yeah. Do all the links, come in the Discord. Throw $1 our way, and see ya later.
We did the Homestucks.
We did the Homestuck. The Homestuck is done. Sorry, that's such a good Jax did Homestuck. Thank you to Dami for composing the theme song and editing the episode. You can find more of her work at soundcloud.com/DominoThief. Shout out to our fakest fan tier supporters, Danny the Spoon Lord and Tezrak. You can become a supporter and receive early episodes and bonus content for as little as $1 a month over at ko-fi.com/jaxyax, or simply give a one-time tip. For information on and links to my other projects, head over to jaxyax.com. Thanks again for listening.